Hey everybody, it's time for another Mini Mondays, and today I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite cartoon theme songs. Now, let me just specify a couple things here. The theme song's quality, in my eyes, is not necessarily indicative of the quality of the series itself, and also there's no anime in this list. I might do an anime list in the future if you guys like this one, but for now it's just cartoons, so basically anything like North American, European, that sort of thing. And also, this is just my opinion, you know, so I haven't seen every cartoon ever, so there might be one that I adore way more than any of these, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't talk about what I haven't seen. So anyway, yeah, let's get on with this. So number 5 would be South Park Season 8. Now, I know that's kind of weirdly specific, but South Park actually has had quite a few different theme songs, but the one in Season 8 I like more than any other one because it has a really, really good energy to it. So the original South Park theme, it's kind of sort of plodding with its pace, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, just a little bit slow, but this revamped version of the theme song is a lot faster, it has a lot more energy to it, just a lot more... In addition to the stop motion cutouts, which I also love because stop motion is one of my things. I adore stop motion. And it's the only time South Park has actually been in stop motion since the very first episode, which I think is cool. It's also got banjos in it. It's like a banjo remix. And you know what? I love, like, piano and violin and just very beautiful classical music creating instruments. But I also really like banjos for some reason. So yeah, just having the banjo remix there is pretty cool. And yeah, the only reason I put Season 8's above the other ones that have the exact same song in it is just because I like the clips that go along with the song the best in Season 8. They're just timed the best, and that's my reasoning for it. What do you want from me? And number 4 would be Cyber 6. So it's interesting that Cyber 6 would be picked as one because it was actually the only thing about Cyber 6 I remembered as a kid. I mentioned in my review that I did watch it as a kid, but it didn't really stick with me as a kid, except for the theme song, because the theme song itself has just this gorgeous presentation to it. It's like, it's very dark, kind of noir, it's well timed with the music. The only thing that holds it back from being, like, extremely good is the fact that they use clips from the show to build the theme song, which honestly, not a big fan of. I like when theme songs are comprised entirely of new footage, which, you know, it's supposed to set the scene. You shouldn't just take chunks from the show, because then you're just waiting for that thing you're waiting for the thing in the theme song to show up in the show. So that's why it kind of bothers me. But no, like, the song is gorgeous, the presentation is amazing, and it's very dark, very lovely, very cinematic, and every time I hear it, even though the cartoon itself is very, you know, I already went into detail about that, it's just... that song and that theme song gets you really hyped up. I really like that one. So yeah, that's number 4. And number 3 would be Milo Murphy's Law. So this is obviously a very recent addition to my favorites list, but the reason why it's one of my favorites, or at least number 3 on the list, is because it's just so crazy. A lot like the South Park Season 8 theme song, it has a really, really good energy to it, but it's more leaning towards crazy energy as opposed to just general energy, which I like. I mean, there's so much shit going on, and it's very impressive. It's something about the minimalistic style with all this shit going on, you know, like trying to hurt Milo. It's kind of funny to me, and I like it. It's well timed with the music too. Timing is a big thing for me, and it's fucking Weird Al. I mean, I've gone on record multiple times saying I love Weird Al. Weird Al is awesome, and this song that he sings, it's great, and that just, you know what, there's the whole whoa thing is like, just because he's like super pumped. And yeah, I'm sure I'll review the show eventually, but it's a really, really good, like, opening into the show. It really draws you in and make you just sort of like, really pumped up to watch it. It's great. So, yeah, that's number 3. And number 2 would be BoJack Horseman Season 3's opening. So the only reason I singled this one out above Season 1 and 2's opening is just because I liked the scene with them in front of the movie theater a little bit more than the other two. It's not really anything serious, I just prefer that one a little bit more. But the reason I love this theme song is because it speaks volumes about the series without ever opening its mouth. It's like every other theme song I listed so far has had dialogue in it, like, you know, talking, trying to not really explain things necessarily, but like they have to have words. in them. But BoJack Horseman's theme song doesn't require any words to tell you the story about a broken, depressed, self-deprecating man. Just the way he like stares at you with that 1,000-mile stares. It's intense almost. It's very disturbing. Coupled with the music, it just I'm not a music expert obviously, but the music complements that disturbing look that he's giving you so well that it's fantastic. And funnily enough, the first few times I watched it, I was kind of like, this is weird. I don't really like this theme song all that much. It's kind of weird. But the more I got into the series and the more I started to understand BoJack's character, the more it started to make sense and really click with me just how effective this opening theme song was. And I think it's a brilliant opening theme song with its minimalism and I guess its symbolism. I know that sounds really like faggy, but yeah, that's just how I feel. So yeah, that's number 2. And here's an honorable mention real quick, is just Clone High and Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. I put them together because I like them both for the same reason, just their use of percussion in the opening theme song. I really like percussion. I like it when it's timed properly, it's great, and when it has a good rhythm. With Clone High, it's a little bit better than Jimmy Neutron just because the end part where just like bang on the drums, it's great. I quite like the song. And Jimmy Neutron is it's good too, but it's a lot shorter, it's a lot more simplistic. The only reason I can't really put these on the list for realsies is because they use clips from the show. Like the Jimmy Neutron one is almost entirely clips from the show. I was like 99% of it is clips from the show, so I can't really count that necessarily. And Clone High is about like 60% clips from the show, so yeah, I can't really count those. But I do really like their use of percussion. I like the rhythm, beat, everything like that. They're good, so I think I should give those an honorable mention. And my number 1 choice would have to be Gravity Falls. Now I know a lot of you might have saw this coming, but I really think that Gravity Falls has one of the best, if not the best, cartoon theme song of all time. And the reason for that is because in the theme song, it has to get you acquainted with the world, acquainted with the characters, and acquainted with the setting, the scenario, the plot, all within the spans of like 15 to 30 seconds, sometimes a minute, depending on the thing. But the thing about Gravity Falls is that it does all of that so perfectly. It establishes the mood, the atmosphere, the tone, the characters, the sort of plot, everything like that in like 15 seconds. That's all it takes. And without the use of any words at all. It's perfect to me. It's just like as soon as it starts, you can feel like something's really off about it. Like it's a really good melody, but there's something really like dark behind it, just like the show itself. And it does it all without any words at all. I love it. I'm sure a lot of people know I love it because I have it as my fucking ringtone. So Gravity Falls theme song is just like I hate to throw these words around, but I do feel like there's a lot more going on with it than you might initially realize. It's complex in a way, I guess, because there's a few layers to it with, you know, sort of its jaunty overtones and the sort of dark undertones, and it just sets such a perfect atmosphere and mood. It's great. I love it. I could watch it a million times and not get sick of it. So, yeah, those are my top 5 favorite cartoon opening theme songs, and now, obviously, that might change over time, but as of this video, those are my favorites. And who knows, if you guys like this video, I might do an anime one, or I might do a least favorite one. Depends on if you guys liked it or not. So, if you guys have favorite theme songs from cartoons that you want to tell me in the comments below. I do actually see them, so if you have an idea, let me know. I'm actually really interested to see if maybe there's some ones I'm missing out on. And that's all I have to say about that.